Here we go. Okay, so Vi, Rek'Sai, and Maokai bans. GenG, this is the first time we've actually seen them on the blue side in these playoffs. They were just perma red side, basically. I'm actually... Just kidding. They were in the blue side. They were in the blue side in game one. I'm paying attention, guys. They're still picking the Sejuani first, so I'm surprised that their priority is on the Sejuani over the Maokai. That hasn't been true of their entire split so far. It looks identical to the last game, except Peanut's going to take Xin Zhao early because he realizes that they might 4-ban him on jungle again. Then we're going to take Lucian and Nami here, which, you know, interesting that they want to just like push it really hard on the bot side, but it will result in Zeri Lulu. Same bans over here.
And Lulu can build Mikhail, so he can go Ghost in this game if he would like. I mean, the Zeri is potentially going to pop off in a huge way. The Nautilus is no longer pickable unless they want to put that in like the top lane or the mid lane, right? They're going to take away the TF as well, just to take away less or more point and click stuff to make Viper's life even more easy.
Yep, I mean, I think the fact that you avoid the
So now we're actually going to ban the Twisted Fate from Keen. We banned the Jace.
And then later on, you just buff twice.
Cassante, Jax, which would be interesting if Keen took it right here. So Talia goes over to Zeka, Azir most likely. Oh, Aurelion Soul for Chovy. Okay. Chovy has played a couple of games of Aurelion Soul this split. And we are just going to blind the Aatrox, allow Doran to pick up the Jace, which has been a long time Doran special.
But still, the pick that wants to 1v9 in the late game, there is a lot of potential for the Aurelion Soul to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that he was already doing that on Azir.
What happened to Brand Jungle? It was nerfed.
Into Talia necessarily wanted to go for something else, as you mentioned, a bit more scaling.
Do you think they'll ban Acel? I think the win rate's kind of high. Yeah, you know, I think it's going to get into ban territory soon. It does surprisingly well in the lane, and then is very, very good in the late game.
Mid lane on paper losing the 1v1, but I think it's going to come down to can you make an impact?
Although this matchup with Talia being able just to perma shove with Q is probably not great for Aurelion Soul, especially since he gets less value out of roaming versus a Talia, because the Talia has prio and also has wall to roam with. So I don't think this I don't know a lot about Aurelion Soul matchups, but my guess is that this is not super good for Aurelion Soul. We are going to have to see Hanwha doing a very good job playing carefully in the top side. Sejuani Aatrox combo, bit scary in the top lane 2v2.
And already Hanwha Life Esports off to a great start. We'll see if they can continue with it or if GenG will make the inevitable happen.
Yeah, I just think it'd be so crazy if Hanwha Life ended up not only getting that spot in the finals and denying the T1 GenG repeat, but also the MSI spot, meaning it would only be one of them returning to MSI at most. You know, could also be D+ still in it.
HLE would pick a Kali versus Acel, but they never let Zeka get his wheelhouse champs like a Kali and Yone. Yeah. I mean, he has been good on Talia recently, and Talia definitely is a more meta pick and offers teams more than a Kali does at the current point in time.
Like level 1, level 2, not so much against the Talia, but you can see him just walking up, doing like the light little tap breathe to get the comet hit.
Yeah.
Like level 1 Aurelion Soul, even though kind of level 3 most champions start to pick up momentum against him, I feel like we've seen him you have to be a bit careful. This is one thing we've seen from the Aurelion Soul, even though kind of level 3 most champions start to pick up momentum against him, I feel like we've seen him, particularly against the Zia, bully out.
Yeah, with the at level 1, he does seem quite strong with the Breath of Light and the Comet build.
The Comet hit.
Yeah, does feel good. Looks like Pays and the Hens getting a nice little push off down to the bottom.
Do you think Smolder mid could match Acel scale? You don't want to play Smolder mid because you have no mid priority for the entire game, and you just lose every objective. And you lose every skirmish, so that would be a bad idea.
back away.
He would not be useful. He also just couldn't get to fights. Like, you can get pushed in if you're really in Soul, right? But at least you can still fly to fights.
He didn't look very enthused by that pace.
You would just lose all map control with the Smolder mid.
When the Lucian army's thrown down, you kind of just forced to match in kind. Because if you took like Nautilus, you would just get zoned out. It'd be so hard to ever trade into the Lucian army. Whereas the Lucian Zeri can actually trade well into it. Because the short burst trades start to go in favor of the Lucian army, but then in the extended trade, you start to bring it back. And one thing that's always interesting with summoners between these two matchups, it's sometimes like a game of rock, paper, scissors, because Exhaust is so good into Lucian, but Lucian will often take Cleanse to counteract it. So then sometimes you can go like here, we have Barrier Heal from Hanwha Esports, so Paze's Cleanse is a lot less value. You know, when you think about the stuns or the CC on Hanwha Esports, it's only really the Unraveled Earth and the Polymorph that you're going to be able to cleanse, so not a great amount of value. Clearly was expecting the Exhaust on the other side.
Yeah, well, at least, you know, I was mentioning maybe Viper could go for the Ghost, but wanted to go for the safe option for the lane. Wanted to get through it as just dashing forward is Chovy. Getting a bit of breathing action going here onto Zeka, stacking up some of that Stardust early on.
Doing the breathing exercises. It was kind of a nice window because Zeka was like burnt his cooldowns to zone Chovy out, and the Chovy was like, you have nothing. I can just breathe in your direction.
Yes.
But we can still see, like, despite a good trade coming out there, definitely the Talia who has control of the lane. But I will say, you know, Paze...
And you know, Aesol is flicking his Q like that. It's to proc Arcane Comet.
Yeah, a little bit light poke.
So what he's doing is he's just poking with it when Arcane Comet is active.
Or maybe being the weak point of GenG. Starting this game off well.
That's been the Korean Aurelion Soul meta in lane.
Definitely important after what was a game one that wasn't exactly inspiring from them either. So definitely looking to turn it around. I'm sure the coaches, again, Coach Kim was talking a little bit about that in the coach's interview, talking about the bot lane and this matchup. And certainly a focus point for the team, as we know what they are capable of, these two guys, but they really got to turn it on when it matters most.
Yeah, I love the trading here from Paze. So this is kind of how you have to play the Lucian army, where you never like dash directly forwards. You like dash at an angle, so you're max range hitting, and then like immediately you're disengaging, using the speed boost from your combo to get out again. Now, this looks like an unfortunate situation for Doran. I'm not sure you're surviving this.
Yeah. This is Aatrox said to Wani, and okay.
Oh, the bait?
This looks like an unfortunate situation for Doran. I'm not sure you're surviving this.
Yeah.
So he goes behind. Canyon tries to hit W. Canyon Qs as Doran flashes the other side. Rip.
Very wide.
Rip.
Doran just flashing early, but Canyon not waiting for it and does not take advantage of that. They get the flash down, but now a bubble
Canyon Q'd early there.
And now an opportunity for Viper to push forward and trade aggressively. But at the end of the day, it does look like the GenG bottom lane is feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah,
both teams used heal.
Heal, so no big takeaway from that one. Interesting enough, Paze actually went for the longsword early. We've seen Doran Star be heavily prioritized ever since they buffed it. You know, 100 health, really sizable, 10 AD as well. So it has been such a strong start that it's kind of surprising that we see someone not go for the Doran's Blade in this situation.
Yeah, and Peanut, afterwards, he says, well, we know he's doing the grubs after that top gank. It's pretty predictable, so I'm just going to steal some more stuff away. And as Canyon realizes that that's probably happening, he's going to take the enemy Raptors away. And things just going to kind of even out, you know, even though the top...
Guys, so 3 Void Grubs yet again. GenG really prioritizing these objectives at spawn.
Canyon should be at least happy with that.
Well, I think they were going to look for a chain gank here, but Peanut and Zeka are in position to move over. Zeka now has access to the wall. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I just think it was really well played from Doran. The flash timing was kind of perfect there to turn it around.
Well, it's going to come down
interesting, he's ulting.
And essentially just trying to win the trade and force Zeka away from even thinking about going towards the top side.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, that's one thing with Talia as well, is when someone uses that ult to trade into you can't really do the same in return.
Yeah, Talia having a non-combat ultimate is pretty detrimental in a lot of these lane trades. Obviously.
Ahead about 6 CS. But
Why do you think Hui has fallen off in terms of prio? I don't know if it has. I imagine we'll still see it as an Azir counter pick.
Because, you know, I was talking about how Lulu Zeri win the extended trade, but once Lucian gets culling, like if you tank a full culling, you will just die.
I think the zoom in here is for the level 6.
Yeah, I think Pays might be close. Not quite.
Not quite.
But I think also in return is that Zeri 6 is a huge spike as well. So if you like miss the culling or it's dashed away from, it's flashed away from,
yeah,
you can't just die.
We've seen people actually.
So small leads for GenG across the map now.
Forward, and the Zeri will just flash over him.
Yeah.
And say, okay, you want to fight? Like now you're culling did 0 damage, and now I'm gonna win.
I don't know how Dora is losing this matchup so badly.
Actually, I think of these minions, he might be getting the level 6.
There has been a lot of jungle attention in the top side though.
Talia?
Talia's coming. Talia's gonna wall.
Zeka's coming over. Will he be here in time?
Shockblast is gonna miss, and you know what? They just give it up after seeing the wall coming over that ward that they had in the jungle.
Nice job though. They neutralized the Talia wall threat.
Up in that top side.
Now they have roaming priority. Chovy actually gonna move down to bot side. Chovy no ult though.
Wait, they're just going for the return.
Nice.
Okay, well.
Nice job on the
He
return.
doesn't have TP. He doesn't have wall.
Doran doesn't have flash though, so he can't flash the Q.
They're still scared to go for it.
They have a ward on where Peanut is.
They did burn the ult from Keen, which does it's a lot of extra AD you get from that.
All right, are you diving or not?
Yeah, it's weird that they can see Peanut on stealing red and they're not actually
They said in ult chat, hey, is it okay if we dive? And Doran didn't respond.
going for this dive.
Seismic shove. Not
They're just waiting for it now.
He just kind of laughs at them.
They're waiting for the next wave.
Still here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't need permission to dive. It's okay. Like this is how the game is played. Like you just go for it. And yes, again, as I said,
Canyon just way overstaying on that top side.
But like, it's a lot of time spent in the top lane.
Yeah, you could have not been standing there that whole time. You could have opted out. Oh, this is called on a ward. And Pace is level 6. I think Viper might just die here if he doesn't back off.
Okay, well the tidal wave comes out. That is going to force the flash. I feel like Pace should have gone first. But either way, they get the flash. Probably would have been the same result if Pace goes first, but potential kill pressure.
Yeah, I think one thing is Viper was at least paying attention. Like he saw them moving forwards. He was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Definitely seen times where they're just kind of oblivious in the shop, like, oh, I'm dead now.
I was alive, and now I am not anymore. Delight is just next to the Sejuani, and he's on the run. The Canyon is not going. Okay, there he is. He's going to get the.
Nice, they forced 2 flashes, so no flashes in bot now. Or mid. It's very nicely done. GenG just slowly getting the flashes out of their opponents.
Not anymore. Delight is just next to the Sejuani, and he's on the run. The Canyon is not.
Ease comes out, throws Glacial Prison, forces flash, goes Lucian's in river. Nice force on that flash as well.
3 flashes consecutively taken away from the Hanwha Life players.
Yeah, pretty huge value there. Picking up those in quick succession. Hanwha Life Esports definitely on the back foot as a result. No one gets to recall on Hanwha Life Esports.
Not allowed.
There's no permission to do so. And Viper finally gets the back off, has the static shiv. But it just feels like the pressure's kind of mounted up from GenG. Yeah, Light's going to be picked up by Pays as well, so he's in a pretty good spot.
Did Delight really have to flash that? Yeah. Look at this. Look at his positioning. So Lucian is still here. And Aurelion Sol can actually get to this fight very easily. If he gets hit by that, the Lucian shows up. Like, everybody's there and kills him.
Now it all comes down on Azeka, who will have to flash away himself. That's 3 flashes consecutively.
They do not win that.
Yeah, pretty huge value there. Picking up those in quick succession.
Yeah, Delight doesn't know who's there. So it's better to flash than to just get hit by that and die there, because their bot lane could have absolutely been there still. You know, they just saw Lucian on this wave right here, and then he goes into the river, and the Nami could have been there too. So
Not allowed.
There's no permission to do so. And Viper finally gets the back off.
it was a respectful flash by Delight.
But it just feels like the pressure's kind of mounted up from GenG. Yeah, Light's going to be picked up by Pays as well, so he's in a pretty good spot.
Get some free time. Denies a cannon from Viper, who at the back, and Peanut was not there as he was on the top side of the map. So just a nice little extension of the small lead they had down on the bottom side of the map here. About 800, 900 gold in favor of GenG in this early game. Peanut is going to smite away a second Void Buff and might have to flash himself.
All right, so no 6 Void Grubs this game. GenG really committing to getting 4.
But he has to flash away now. He takes a massive amount from the Aatrox. And now Peanut's gonna flash out of here.
Full set, you know, every single
Wow, they got all of their flashes out, and Canyon's the only one who had to use flash on the side of GenG. That's pretty nuts.
You know, they flash, and now the cooldown is working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody has Hex Flash.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Maybe if they all took Hex Flash, it would be higher value.
It's generally doesn't happen that way too often, that everybody burns their flash.
Yeah, just in that quick succession as well. And this kind of means that GenG, you know, having only burnt Canyon...
Should be pretty free Cloud Drake here for GenG. Hanwha should not be fighting this one.
When you don't have to
Unless they have like a clear man advantage.
Yeah. And you even have a timer on the first one, which was Viper, and you can say, okay, well, when he gets his back, everybody's about to have them back. So
whoever's typing the timers in chat has got their work cut out for them.
Yeah. A timer on the first one, which was Viper, and you can say, okay, well, when he gets his back, everybody's about to have them back. So
whoever's typing the timers in chat has got their work cut out for them. Yeah.
Viper?
Does. Viper, very awkward spot here as the tidal wave is going to miss, but all the other CC is going to hit as Viper dodging so much he gets to the Lulu, who will put that well.
It doesn't matter. It's just about getting the Cloud Soul for free, or the Cloud Drake for free now.
Viper has the barrier, has to back away, low on health. At least GenG did that.
The only summoners we have left is Doran's TP, and I mean Smite doesn't really count, but that is all Hanwha Esports are working with now. GenG just picking away at Hanwha Esports, getting all these summoners.
And now Viper's gonna have his back stopped as well.
Was
stopped.
No, the dragon's still going there.
Oh yeah, he was flying back to his cave.
And this just feels like a very consistent pressure game from GenG. The gold lead is only 700, and yet...
Yeah, really methodical kind of mid-game here from GenG.
Like it's all being
Getting incremental advantages, stopping the Drake stacking. You know, not necessarily waiting for HLE to get 2 Drakes before stepping in like they did in the last game.
We got a lot of members here on the bottom side of the map, and Zeka's gonna get bubbled and eat a...
Generally one of the best Jovi series of all time. Yeah, it's been fun to it was really fun to watch him in game number 1.
As they will not go for a dive into the Xinjiang.
Yeah, don't want to risk that one. We'll end up just backing away and resetting. It's going to be an Ocean Soul this game. Definitely not the most impactful soul in general. Is some bulkier targets can benefit from the healing like this.
I mean, Aatrox with Ocean Soul is pretty gross.
And we've seen pretty big spike coming in. So Pays nearly has enough for Rapid Fire. And Lehens has Mandate plus Solstice Slay, so definitely a pretty big boost in power here for the bot lane at GenG. Especially, I think, when Pays gets the Rapid Fire, that's really where they can start to take over the game, and it's so hard to walk up.
Pays really showed why he's the #1 ADC in Korea this series.
Takeover games, I feel like aiming is one
Yeah, definitely better player than Viper.
And it can be really oppressive, even from like off the screen. You might see Lucian, and then you might see a gray screen because he just closes the gap so quickly.
Yeah.
Obviously, Zeri has nice mobility, has ways to get out of it. But in terms of, you know, you might not die, but you might lose your entire health bar, and that could just be the amount of tempo that the team needs to take a big objective.
One of the things that just ends up being so obnoxious is that Pays can just walk up in mid lane like this, and no one can match him. You know, if you try and engage onto him, like how? He's a Lucian. He's just going to dash away, and even if you find a good angle, he's got both sums. But if anyone walks up to him, he can just dash in on them, do 60-70% of the health, 100% with the culling.
Yeah.
And it's just so scary. And it basically means that you constantly see Pays and Hens pushing the wave in, rotating, pushing the wave in, rotating. They are always going to be the ones with prio and taking control, able to move. So this pressure point at the map for GenG definitely paying off massively so far.
Yeah, this is where things get really good for the Lucian and Nami combo, is when you get them into the mid lane in the mid game. This is why teams take it, guys, is because they give you such insane priority over the river.
But he's no Wukong in terms of team fight presence, in terms of...
And you could just culling the wave or poke enemy champions out and go to objectives.
And we had Rek'Sai, now we have Jace. So, yes, maybe a bit more damage, but you don't really have much lockdown for some of the key targets, namely the Aatrox when it comes to team fights, the Lucian obviously already mentioned, but pretty much anyone can be struggled to be locked down compared to last game.
And especially into an Aurelion Sol who can kind of just put his E down late in the game and just that's it.
Vibe.
Yeah, just vibe. There's not much you can do in response to that. But yeah, it's definitely been a slow one here. Herald being picked up by GenG on the top side. And they could just look to make use of this mid and pick up the mid lane tier 1 pretty early on. I don't think they're going to use it right now, but definitely potential for that to come through.
Meanwhile, Peanut has made his presence felt on the bottom side of the map, which means they know he's not here.
The heralding top, which I don't really agree with.
Well, I think that's fine. They have mid prio.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get it.
Drifted down a mid? No?
I'd rather not, they say.
Yeah. Maybe not as confident in their driving skills.
I think it's gonna be fine. They should still get mid turret anyway, as long as they have this Lucian in the mid lane. Lucian actually just bought and picked up rapid fire.
Well, this is one way to try to get on top of the Lucian.
Stuttering. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm dropping a few frames. Let me pause for a second. YouTube's fine, of course. Let's pause it for a minute. We'll just pause it. We'll wait for it to clear up. Uh, 50 megabytes per second. It's all catching up now. Should be okay now. Don't know what that was, guys. Just a mere blip. No concerns. We shall carry on. Looks like it's all stabilized now. Who knows what it was?
Will pay the price as Doran now might have to flash away from this. Culling does.
Thank you for letting me know, so I could just pause it real quick there.
Just face checking the brush, and he will pay the price. As Doran now might have to flash away from this one, as he will just go in and then flash away.
All right, we committed a TP into the top side. Ooh, Zeka has to flash. Oh no. Oh no, Zeka. Oh wow, he lives because of wild growth. Forces Keen's flash. Still a little dodgy. Still a little dodgy.
As we just passed the 17-minute and 14-second time.
Jerky's Minion! Welcome back. This is Bangers Only, which means all raccoons must now hide in their trash cans. I know it's been LCK playoffs, so we've actually had plenty of bangers to go over, guys. Tomorrow we'll probably do a Chinese series and the G2 BDS series. Yeah, the Rylai's build is very annoying on Aurelion Sol. Zeka had to just flash out. Good timing on the Aurelion Sol ult. Force that early. Delight, though. Flash? Zeka dies, but Delight saves him with Flash Wild Growth.
But it still feels like a big win for the side of GenG. With how many summoners, once again, they are burning for the side of Hanwha Esports. They've just been on the back foot the whole game.
Yeah. We mention it every time. I mean, imagine if this were a Hex Tech or an Infernal would be huge. It is going to be Ocean, which is going to be nice against like the Talia and Jace poke, but you know, you see GenG, they're not going to start it up just yet. They are still trying to take this Ocean Drake down, but Chovy's in the top lane at the moment.
Yeah, does have TP if they need him to come down, but I'm not sure if I was Hanwha Esports, I'd want to contest this.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like a precarious point of the game.
I'd say just wait for 3 items on Zeri. Like,
Yeah.
you got 1 Drake.
Maybe wait till like 2 or more members of your team have flash. Potentially 3 on a good day.
What are we doing? 15 megabits per second? Yeah, across both streams. I only really need like 7 megabits per second per stream, but I've got both Twitch and YouTube running at the same time.
And they say, come at us.
They aren't unfazed. Zek is looking, I think, for a wall angle here, though.
Yeah. It is a pretty nice wall angle. As the tidal wave is going to come in, there's the wall as well.
Oh, they isolated the hands with the wall. Okay, force flash.
Flash over that wall. And once again, just waiting to
Chovy no ult.
on this Drake. As Canyon in position as well.
Oh, he got it. Canyon, you sly devil.
Over that wall.
It went down to like 900, so it was a little weird, actually.
To see who's going to get the flip on this Drake.
So he gets the... He actually, what was that, Mikhail's? Delay has Mikhail's. Yeah, it gets down to 900. Chovy's ult comes back up.
As well, but it is going to go the way of Canyon. Peanut in a bit of trouble now. Has to use the Crescent Guard. Keen is isolated. They take him out. First blood at 19 minutes and 14 seconds.
First blood at 19 minutes. There has actually been a lot of action, guys, so it didn't feel like there were no kills. That's funny.
Equalizing it, getting
isolated. They take to see who's going to get the flip on this Drake.
Yeah, Peanut's not in smite range for this, I don't think. It's a little weird that Peanut would dash over to Keen. All right.
Esports, they don't get the Drake, but they get a kill.
Who needs the flashes, you know? They just end up equalizing it, getting Chovy and Lens is there. They don't get the dragon, unfortunately, but again...
Viper living dangerously, knowing that Delight now has Mikhail, so is able to save him from just getting hit by Sejuani ult in the front line.
Dash over those rocks, but they are setting up here. Chovy over the wall. Here he comes, but now a double bubble.
Oh,
comes in
nice
from
bubble.
Lens. Getting pretty far forward, though, and now Viper is just going... Dash over those rocks, but they are setting up here. Chovy over the wall. Here he comes, but now a
Little greedy.
comes in from Lens.
He actually gets hit by the combo from Talia. And Talia still has Seraph's Embrace, so not gonna die.
Yeah, just a step too far there. The bubble...
Be cool to watch Knight versus Chovy, given Chovy's current form. Hell yeah, that'd be great.
Tower dive, and Canyon was already so low. I just don't think it was a realistic prospect, so bit of an overstep from GenG will get punished. And Hanwha Esports with a gold lead in this game.
They have taken over the game. This is the Drake contest here.
Yeah, the wall does a fantastic job of splitting the team. Lehens gets caught by it. But you can see how cautious GenG are approaching this fight.
Yeah, I don't know why Peanut just ease out.
The ult comes out from Chovy, but immediately they back off. Even with Peanut so low, they don't want to push forward into Hanwha Esports. They lose. Keen is just left to the wolves, and Chovy burns his flash, which ends up paying off to Hanwha Esports here.
Dude, Viper's flash forward on Zeri. His Zeri's been so good. He knows the limits of this champ very well. He's not afraid just to flash forward to pick up kills onto the Zeri, which is nice to see. See if this one comes back to haunt him, though.
Fight the rocks on the ground. The unraveled earth are going to be huge in the amount of dashes that are on the side of GenG.
I know we talked about the lack of engagement on Hanwha Esports, but realistically, GenG's primary ways of starting a fight, you know, like the Sejuani ult or maybe the ult from Chovy, they're cleansable, right? And we saw Delight there. Like, the ult hit Viper from Canyon. Delight just uses Mikhail's. You're good to go. There's also, like, Merc Treads on Peanut, on Zeka, diminishing the impact of that CC. So it isn't super easy for them as well into the Talia.
Do you know anything about the possible new C9 top? I didn't watch Challenger. I know Chronicler's, like, hyped about him. It's supposed to be good. I'm sure he'll be good by NA standards, guys.
They are really getting value out of that summoner spell, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about Viper's decision there. I was kind of talking about the difficulty GenG would have engaged.
Doran's playing pretty well, too. Yeah, Doran's been playing really well in playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much on this Jace, but on the Rek'Sai, he's been incredibly good.
Brendan, I don't know if you've heard the term limit testing.
I have. That was a pretty good example of it, yeah.
Great example of
feeling himself after
testing the
winning the last game.
He's like, wait, can I get a pentakill hit? No, I cannot. Well, now we know for future
I
reference.
tested the limit.
Delight might be writing it down in a notebook, like cannot dash in 1v4.
Yeah, this is the typical Lucian build. Basically, Static Shiv is very cheap, and RFC allows you to trade very aggressively.
Not the biggest deal.
So you need the range because he's supposed to just dash in, get a quick trade off, and then get out like that. Like that. Do you see what he just did? It does a lot of damage if he has Zeri buffs sorry, Nami buffs on him.
Difference as well being Hayes had both sums, which frees you up to do things like that. Me too.
I mean, you get a lot of damage up front for the culling, but this is like frontline Lucian.
The difference as
He
well
waits for, he just goes off to the side, dashes over the side.
frees you up to do dashes in.
And knowing exactly when to pop out. So
You know, this is just how you play Lucian.
Yeah, also a little bit dangerous moving all the way to the bot side.
It's very fun to watch.
Here, like Hayes dashes in and Viper's like me.
You see, he just wins the trade really hard. Bubble as a result. Viper goes down. Very nicely played.
The difference as well being
Lehen's on point with his Nami in this game.
you up to do things like that. Viper had no sums, so a little bit of an oopsie. Has definitely not been a flawless series from Viper, and we said before the game this was definitely one for him to look to carry with Delight being on the Lulu, but gold is a little bit in favor of GenG, but it's still close. Still being close throughout this entire game, pretty much. With Dragon up in a minute.
What's up,
I
Dix
expect to
MX?
see another fight over this one.
Yeah, I think now we can definitively say that it would have been better to save the Herald for the mid lane because this is taking way too long. And if they had taken down mid lane turret with that Herald earlier, it would be so much easier for them to just kind of slowly secure Ocean Drake, which,
Huge spike
you know,
he is quite farmed.
would be pretty nice to have an Ocean Soul.
Never happen, but I feel like Hanwha just maybe shouldn't fight this, but they will. They 100% will. But I feel like it's very scary. We also saw Keen just pick up the Propane Hydra. He actually went that second, I believe. So
Nice poke on to Pays.
Pays is chunked out a bit. He does have a Nami to heal him, but that's probably going to only further motivate Hanwha Esports to fight this.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he's got honey fruit. Never mind.
At the moment in the mid lane, whereas pretty much the entire team of Hanwha Esports is here, getting vision, getting banana breast control. As we see
Do I already know the outcome of the series? Yes, I do, but I don't know. Well, I guess I technically do know who wins which games now, but I don't know the drafts.
I think the roughest thing
I was very surprised to see that GenG lost game 1 of this series. It was so free.
Sundered Sky plus some, couple of crystals. He's going to get massacred by Pays. If he mistimes his ult, or there's a window for Pays to dash inside and comboing in the ult, Peanut will get obliterated.
Just press R. I guess.
That did a lot less damage than I thought. The shield coming in clutch.
Yeah, the Lulu shields.
Perhaps no crits from Pays as well. Rolling the dice on that one.
Just get lucky. That's the way it's got to be.
Though.
And
GenG are keeping Keen pushing the side lane as long as possible. So trying to make use of that pressure, but Hanwha Esports like, no, we're taking the dragon. I mean, GenG could just kind of let them have it.
Yeah, they can give this up and just take 2 or 2 for it.
I mean, they have control of this brush here with the Ocean Rift, right? They're going to throw out an ult as well. Just kind of have.
All right, they're TPing. Kenny's trying to get in right now.
Peanut still in the pit.
He's not on the flank though.
Rift, right? They're going to throw out an ult as well, just kind of half-heartedly. It doesn't do anything. Peanut still in the pit.
So he hits him with W, gets the challenge, goes in, E's, ults, Peanut. Hayes blows him up. Uh-oh.
Here comes Viper. Can't really lock down a target, even gets booped back by the wall, but they're still on the chase. They should be able to get Canyon. They also picked up that Drake, of course. As Canyon, you're not going anywhere. Can't really do anything. Peanut still in the pit, waiting.
Yeah, they should not have gone after this if this is Zero T or Aatrox TP was going to be so late, guys.
Now over the wall. Here comes Viper. Can't really lock down a target, even gets booped back by the wall, but they're still on the chase. They should be able to get Canyon. They also picked up that Drake, of course. As Canyon, you're not going anywhere. He will go down, and they should give this kill over to Viper, which they do. That's still on the chase. There's one in the engagement. It just disappears in that back line. It's now over the wall. Here comes Viper.
Yeah, Viper actually might clean this up, especially because he has flash still. If he doesn't get pushed back by the wall.
the chase. They should be able to get Canyon. They also
I think Viper might have been able to get ASOL. They could have gotten ASOL probably and the Sejuani here.
And they should give this kill over to Viper, which they do. That's 2 kills over to the side of AM Esports.
Trying to buy as much time as possible there, GenG, to try and stop them from being able to go Baron. Canyon literally standing on the furthest point on the map from the Baron just to try and stop them from doing it, but Canyon's still down for 25, so maybe they head over and set up for it. A really explosive start to the fight, and Lehens just disappeared. I think the Shock Blast hit him at the same time as Peanut going in, but, you know, perhaps blinking, you just miss it.
Yeah, I mean, he still has Flash Heal. I don't blame him, though. Like, he died so incredibly quickly.
Yeah, I hope they honestly slow-mo this.
I think the biggest issue is maybe the positioning, but even then...
Yeah, they're trying to position in this...
Well, he gets hit by W.
Doran gets an angle to Shock Blast.
Like, what are you going to do?
Dash? Oh, yeah, he just gets obliterated. Doran gets an angle to Shock Blast.
It's also the Doran Shock Blast here. Yeah. I mean,
Dash, oh yeah, he just gets obliterated. Pays pretty fast in the reactions, but the damage that came out there from Doran, the wall does kind of knock Viper away from chasing down Chovy there, but I'm not sure they would necessarily be able to get him anyway, regardless.
nah, they would have gotten him. Viper had Flash. Pretty sure he dies. Right.
Angle to Shock Blast.
Like, what are you going to do?
Dash, oh yeah, he just gets obliterated. Pays pretty fast in the reactions, but the damage that...
If Zeka took an angle this way instead, I think they get both kills.
The wall does kind of knock Viper away from chasing
But
down Chovy
it's whatever.
there, but
It's whatever. It's not the biggest deal.
be able to get him anyway, regardless. They do pick up a couple of kills. Decent fight from Hanwha Esports. And they got the dragon, so equal there. And now, not going for Baron, they want the blue buff. And
And they will have it.
they will have it.
All 5 members against all 5
Man, not using his Herald in mid has proven really bad for GenG. They would have so much more map control for these Drake fights if they had just used it on mid lane instead. Getting the tier 1, getting like the turrets down on top didn't really do anything for them.
I mean, the Sejuani ultimates have just not been good. Peanut now going to get bubbled, though, in a bit of trouble. But again, Crescent confident, I'd say, after the last couple of fights. Especially, I mean, the Sejuani ultimates have just not been...
Canyon just whiffing that Sedge ult.
But again, Crescent Guard, you don't have to be tanky if you just press R.
Yep, a lot of value from that ultimate.
Yep.
And also, he did finish his second item. You know, Pays was on 3 items in the last Dragon fight. Peanut got to cash in, get the Black Reaver. And Pays' position hasn't really changed. The Lucian's still going to be relevant as the game goes on, but I definitely feel like, you know, these are the windows where you really look for a Lucian to take over a game. And with Viper picking up a couple of kills, he's approaching his 3rd item as well. Has just picked up the Infinity Edge, not going for the Navori here. So maximizing the damage output. And now in a much better position, I feel like, than when they took that last Dragon fight. And you know what's the craziest thing? Look at the summoner spells. Every member of Hanwha Esports has their flash up. What a rare occurrence this is.
Yeah,
unseen.
It's like an eclipse, you know, it only happens such and such many times per years.
ASOL's not permabanned in pro. I think it's definitely rising up the old ban priority chart.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to fight regardless of if they have them, I guess. So
I mean, he's pretty disgusting now that he's on 3 items.
Don't have summoners. They want to fight so they can get to a position where they, you know, are
How does ASOL do against Azir? He appears to win the first few levels. I think he falls off in lane, but at least at the start he does pretty well.
GenG have this tendency to sort of want to get to this point in the game. We saw it last game.
Thanks APA for bringing ASOL to the meta. I mean, Chovy's played a couple times, Showmaker's played a couple times in the regular season, so it's definitely been on the fringe for a while.
As they save the turret, they got that going, and now Chovy's just going to lose the majority of his health. Just like that, the power of the Jace coming in here in a big way in this game.
I feel like we've seen so many games where the Jace has been like massacred in lane, just with jungle presence. It was something GenG tried to do this game, but Dorian managed to get through unscathed. You're now seeing them reap the benefits. He's doing
Yeah, they didn't get they kept the Jace down in some CS, but they didn't kill him.
The difficulties engaging for both
And now his poke is just immense.
Rocks on the ground, they're just being poked over the wall. Pays dashes over the rocks.
He literally forced himself to cleanse because he's a psycho.
The difficulties engaging for both sides.
He sees the rocks, he sees them, and he's like, But what if I just stunned myself, then had to use cleanse on myself? I love Viper, dude. Viper the nuts, dude. He just flashes on him immediately.
But still, gonna go the way of Hanwha Esports here is Chovy on the fly. He is gonna get out. But
What a
Hanwha
troll,
Esports
dude. Now they can just take Baron.
happy with the way these fights are going.
And Pays just makes a massive error there. Good play from Keen to answer back on a Viper. Could have been devastating if the Zeri survived, but still a mistake from GenG.
I like how he's just standing there looking. It wasn't like the rocks were just placed either. He thought he was dodging around the outside of the rocks, guys. He thought he was dashing
At the same time,
on the edge, but he caught one rock on the edge.
Zeka did there to Lahens, and then a shock blast.
it's a kill! It's a dead Nami! And it's right at the last moment of his recall.
Yeah, like Zeka's hitting Lahens, and Doran's like, no, I'll show you damage. I'll show you what damage is. He is just doing so much work here. And unlike Esports, they get the mid-tier 1. And are now significantly ahead in this game, and Pays, I'm not sure. I mean,
So he tries to walk on the edge. The thing is, he thinks that this rock won't get him, but that one rock gets him. He thinks he's not on them, guys, is what happens.
Still potentially could have been punished. Now, Keen does answer back pretty well, but I just think this has been such a rough performance from Pays this whole playoffs, honestly. You know, for a player who had such a standout
Oh, they see him too.
debut year, just in the vision. Actually, you know what I think it is? It's the Horizon focus from Talia.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Actually, you know what I think it is?
The Horizon focus.
Yeah, just in the.
Ah! No! Damn it.
Just really not wanting to take any risks.
I restarted that whole VOD. Sorry, guys. I was at 29 minutes.
So from Gen.
Oops, spoilers. I guess they get Baron.
Right here.
I just think this just in the vision. Actually, stand out
Oh, they see him too.
debut year, just a player who had such a standout
Oh, they see him too.
debut year, just in the vision. Actually, you know what I think it is? It's the Horizon focus from Talia.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
absolutely.
Gives the vision on a target when you proc it. So I think that's what I've seen players before, because it's a pretty new effect, and not realizing that they're still in vision for such a long time. Yeah, it's been a big mistake from Lahens, but a good punish from the side of Hanwha Esports. And you know, we talked about Doran being strong. He is really hitting critical mass here. Doesn't have as much gold as the AD carries, but you know, even with Chovy being quite tanky with his build, he's still starting to chunk.
Yeah.
Jovi has his Giga ult available, though.
Control. Uh-oh. We got a little bit of an Aatrox situation.
Jeez, Keen takes so much damage.
He's still starting to chunk.
Yeah. I mean, if GenG were ahead and they could control.
Oof.
We got a little bit of an Aatrox.
Oh my god, plus the Doran poke. Oh god, he had to use his ult. That's a pretty nice trade. HLE gets Drake too. They don't actually get Baron. What gave Vision? Horizon focus.
I think he just kind of panicked that he found the Aatrox and suddenly realized he baited his full combo on him. So did
Zeka flashed?
his build, he's still
Why'd he flash?
Yeah. I mean, if GenG
Do you know if
were
Skarner will be enabled for MSI? I don't know. I would have suspected it would be, but then people told me that at Worlds they don't allow champions that weren't in local playoffs to be played. So, I mean, it'll be definitely have been long enough time, but I don't know if it'll be enabled.
Now just doesn't have health. You don't gain back health. Situation. I mean, if GenG were ahead and they could control.
Why did he flash? He flashed in place. Whoops. Zeka fat fingered something.
That was kind of a situation where Zeka was like, oh my god, I found, it's the Aatrox, and he like flashed. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. He like flashed on the spot, because I think he just kind of panicked that he found the Aatrox, and suddenly realized he baited his full combo on him. So it did backfire a bit. But
definitely a bit of a situation.
Definitely some, Canyon's trying to look for vision here.
Yeah, they just
Lahens actually flashes over to get the angle. Oof.
For his sake, he doesn't go down, but
oh god, they're going for the Baron.
You don't have summoners and you still don't have vision. And somebody has to find this, and the damage from the Jace is still incredible.
The Jace is winning this game. Oh, nice. He knocked him off the wall. Huge. Huge plays. Oh, nice W though. Key knocks him off the wall. Immense. All right, so the Aurelion Soul went over here. Oh, dude. The timing on the arm guard when the Jace goes to engage. Look how much damage that Aurelion Soul does. Then straight into bubble, Breath of Light. Peanut ults, but they just have to wait till it comes off. Chovy doing a great job of creating space. And then he just Zonia's the counter engage. I heard APA say on stream last night that Skarner wouldn't be enabled for MSI. Okay, well that's consistent with the fact that it wasn't available for regional playoffs. Yeah, no flash, dude. The fail flash is absolutely massive right there. If he has flash, this fight is probably very different. Oof. Arm guard used by Chovy. On point. Very good ult placement as well. Hit 3.
They now have a 3,000 gold lead with Baron in hand for the 2.5 minutes.
They're going to look to pressure as much as possible, get all the gold on the map that is still available.
Look at that gold swing.
Yeah, we've been seeing that a bit here already in this series. And this
How's it going? It's going great.
To capitalize. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see if GenG can close this one out from here and how much value they are going to get out of this one, because we're very
hard to misplace it when it's the size of the river. Yeah, but people still mess up Maokai ults too, you know. It's not a guarantee.
So the momentum hasn't really, accelerated this game yet.
Love the streams. Thank you.
Peanut. He is going to 19 minutes.
Peanut gets caught out. Does have Xin Zhao ult though.
Accelerated this game yet.
The momentum's really picked up. And
Peanut. He is going to get that crescent guard off.
That's a lot of damage.
Merc Treads certainly helping out, but yeah, he is going to.
Fortunately, they use wild growth on him too, which is pretty crucial to keeping the carries alive. So they have to give up this turret.
He nearly just got annihilated.
MSI predictions: will NA and EU make a fool of themselves? I mean, I think G2 is a good team, but they're not. I don't think they're good enough to take out the top 2 teams from LCK or LPL. I think G2 at Worlds will be a lot better when they can play against, like, 4th seeds. That's when I think they'll do all right.
Top tier. Esports, they do have better wave clear with this comp, of course, compared to game 1. But the amount of poke that is coming out from the Lucian is palpable. As now you see even the Aurelion Soul, Chovy getting in on this one. Viper slowed down forever. And the push is continuing. No inhibitors broken just yet, but GenG looking to use the last 50 seconds to take out this middle inhibitor. All AP Sports saying, okay, let's...
Yeah, Chovy at 4 items now with the Zonias. He's just never gonna die. This game should be over before they get Ocean Soul, but if they get Ocean Soul, my God.
Yeah, and
like, look how much less damage it's suddenly doing now.
Now the Lucian's doing more, but now the play on Akeen, they're gonna force the flash here. Dorian really trying to alley-oop that one. You're not playing Gragas, buddy, but
yeah, going for the J-Sec there.
You are gonna trade flashes, I guess.
My roommates and I had an argument about the worst Asian food is. Ooh, dangerous territory. I don't know. There's a lot of good. I gotta say, guys, and I still like it. I have to preface this with I still like it, but Cambodian food is probably the worst Asian food. And I really like their fish lemongrass curries, but Cambodian food is worse than Thai food or Vietnamese food. But I've been to Cambodia, and the food was still good.
The ball comes in. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah. Well.
But I haven't had, you know, there's a lot of Asian food I haven't had. Like I haven't had, I mean, Laotian food's pretty good. I haven't had food from like Myanmar. I don't know.
The ball comes in. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah.
I like Indonesian food a lot. Ooh, fat ult right there. Forces his flash again alongside the Mikhail's usage.
Frontline has to flash away. Gonna have his life saved there just a bit. Redemption comes down, but GenG doing a good job of controlling the space around the Ocean Drain.
This will be third dragon for them.
Cambodian food just feels mid after you go to Laos and Thailand.
I mean, look how
Yeah. And Vietnam.
Just leave. Just leave. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, this is not
The problem is that Thai food just kicks everybody else, even Vietnam's ass. So
Will there be another fight? Is the question I'm honestly trying to think now. Especially, I mean, we talked about the Ocean Soul not being the most impactful, but it feels like the strongest tool for Hanwha Esports in the past 15 minutes has been that poke from Jace. And the Ocean Soul is going to be another factor limiting that.
I think really the only way that Hanwha Esports win a
any
fight
chance
is
you and Doa do a few games with the OGN throwback? I mean, Doa has not paid attention to League of Legends in years, guys.
like, there's not really a lot
Besides, you don't need us to do that. If you want to hear us, just go to the Last Free Nation Culture channel and watch our show that we do every week.
In like the third consecutive fight in a row, maybe he does more.
Yeah,
But
I think for me, the thing that I think would really allow Hanwha Esports to win would be if Chovy made a big mistake and died.
that would help, yeah.
But I don't think that's very realistic. He has been pretty sharp this game in general. 492 stacks.
How cracked is HLE team with BDD joins? What about Scout? What about Scout to Hanwha? That's what we really want. We want Scout to Hanwha.
The barrier from Viper. You can actually get so much value from this item. Cutting down all that protection that Hanwha Esports has.
Yeah, you definitely can. And he's... Okay, they're gonna
Wow, he's really... He was struggling early on, but he's really nailing these ults now. Not that it matters that much because... Oh, wow, he forced a Light's Flash, too. Uh-oh. Keen doesn't have Flash to get in on this, though. They're just going to chunk him out. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Peanut actually ulted at exactly the right time, but he's still dead. The fucking meteor flying in from space, though, makes you clench your cheeks.
And I feel like it's going to be so hard for them to defend from this position. Keen is threatening mid, but the Aurelian Soul just throws down the E, and what can you do? What is the response? Big poke comes in on the hands, but he should be able to sustain through it. He will back off without taking the inhibitor, but Baron up in 13 seconds. Peanut's not going to be up in time. That needs to be the goal right now.
Yeah. It's what you got to look for. And GenG might just be able to start this one up, especially because they can choke out huge portions of the map with the Aurelian Soul. And the damage on the Baron is ridiculous with the Aurelian Soul as well. They're going to get vision. They don't have smite. Will they take the fight? I think they kind of just have to send it as Zeka.
Oh, Zeka dodges bubble. He's getting cooked by space radiation, though. How'd they get that? And Peanut being dead is just free.
I think they kind of just have to send it as Zeka. He took that literally. He's going to send himself into that backline and is going to survive.
Oh my God, he lives.
Just barely, but the Baron line and is.
How does he live? Through the what's the burst of HP? What heals him? Oh, it was actually just a Light's heal spell. No, it wasn't. He already used it. What heals him?
With the Aurelian Soul, and the damage on the Baron is ridiculous with the Aurelian Soul as well. They're going to get vision. They don't have smite. Will they take the fight? I think they kind of just have to send it as Zeka. He took that literally. He's going to send himself into that backline and is going to survive.
Mikhail's? It must have been.
And at this point,
Ocean Drakes.
Isn't enough. GenG get another Baron. They have a huge gold lead at this point.
Well, I liked the term space aids for Malzahar, but I'm told I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
Does Hanwha Esports do anything but run away?
That was Mikhail's.
And that's all they can do, you know? Hayes has gone
What do you think about GenG team coaches picking up on HLE playing collapsed team fight style and Chovy grouping much more and splitting much less? I mean, I think Hanwha has been playing a lot of very, very good team fights. I think that's been one of their strengths later in the season. And they've been really decisive about their engages, and especially in playoffs, like the Doran Delight engage synergy has been fantastic.
Well, you kind of just have to send it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to do that on the Baron, but Zeka went in very much alone. And
So, yeah, it does seem that they are grouping more and splitting less. I think that's a good observation. Dowke Dow.
But look at this, Viper is just going to go down. He immediately gets melted in a very awkward spot here. Baron, but Zeka went in very much alone, and GenG respected it. They got the Baron and they got out as Peanut
531 stacks for Chovy. Oh boy.
in a very awkward spot here. He does have the Crescent card, so he will survive. But look at this, Viper is just going to go down.
Jesus.
He immediately gets melted.
Outside of the one whoopsie, Pace has had quite a good Lucian game, though.
As he jumps into the two of them, and it's just not going to matter. GenG looking to potentially
Fun games, though. I think Hanwha played pretty well, especially around Doran's poke in this game.
That Baron play where they really ended up fumbling their advantage. It has cost them dearly, and now
Yeah, the Baron was really the turning point. They didn't respect the damage that, you know, Zeka blowing his flash and then them not respecting the damage of the Asol ult really hurt them.
On to Chovy. And yeah, they're just trying their best, but this Nexus will go down as we are all tied up 1-1. We have a series on our hands.
And this very much